Hello, this is Samuel Perez, and this is my informative speech for public speaking. Today's topic will be ferrets. We're videoing today from my living room. With me today is Andrew, Maria, my son Eric, and on camera, my wife Kelly. Alright, so today we'll be talking about ferrets. Let me ask you, have you ever walked into a pet store and seen a ferret and realized that you really didn't know anything about ferrets? You knew what it was, but you didn't know anything about it. Well, today we'll be talking about ferrets. This animal has been described as the comedian of the animal world. He's been nicknamed carpet shark and toe shark. So basically we'll be covering some statistical data, which of course will include biological, some historical data, and finally some behavioral data in the event that you've been thinking about owning a ferret, just things you should know. So let's start off. Oh, can you see this little guy down here?
Yep, we can.
This is Maisie. He may pop in and out of the shot. Alright, so the ferret that you see today on television and print ad and at the pet store is a relative of the European polecat, a member of the Mustelidae family. Mustelidae is a family of carnivorous, long, slender animals with scent glands near the anal region. They're closely related to badgers, otters, and weasels. Okay. Now, the ferret can grow up to 20 inches in length and can be from 1.5 to 4 pounds. Now, something to keep in mind when you think about that. The ferret is a sexually dimorphic creature, which means that the males, known as hogs, will be substantially larger than the females, known as gills. They have a lifespan of 7 to 10 years, but with proper health and diet and nutrition, they can go from 11 to 12 years. Now, with regards to color in ferrets, there are two naturally occurring colors. There's albino, which is the long white ferret with the pink eyes, and sable, which has coloration that varies from brown to dark black, and of course they have the characteristic fur mask around their eyes. From these two colors there are 6 variations or mutations in their color that occur, which either they're mutated or they're through breeding. We have the black sable, we have the black-eyed white, we have the champagne, the cinnamon, the chocolate, and the silver. Now, a little bit of history on the ferrets. We know that dogs have been domestic for about 10,000 years, and that cats have been domesticated for about 4,000. Ferrets have been domesticated for about 2,500 years, or there's proof that they've been domesticated for about 2,500 years, since they used them in Europe for hunting. Their long, slender bodies and their curious nature made them a perfect candidate for going down into burrows and holes to chase out rabbits, rodents, and moles. Okay? Now, ferrets weren't introduced here into the United States until the 17th century. Of course, at that point, they were just considered an exotic pet. It wasn't until 1865, between 1865 and World War I, that ferrets were utilized for rodent control. Out in the American West, during the Great Expansion, farmers would use them in their granaries for pest control, to remove rodents, rats, mice, rabbits from their farms. In fact, this was so popular that the USDA promoted and supported this. Additionally, if you had an issue with rodents on your farm, you could contact a local ferret meister, and this individual would bring out his band of ferrets or his business, that's a group of ferrets, and they would chase rodents off your farm. It wasn't until the 1980s that ferrets actually became recognized as a companion to man, an actual pet. In fact, As of 1996, they were the third most popular house pet in the United States, with an estimated population of over 10 million in the states above. Now, if you've thought about getting a ferret, or if you're thinking about getting a ferret, there's several things you need to know about them with regards to behavior and health. Ferrets love to steal. They will steal your socks. They will steal your keys. Anything shiny, anything that catches their fancy. So if you happen to have a ferret and something comes up missing, there's a good chance that they've taken it back to what they call their hidey hole, or their comfort spot. Okay? Ferrets, they also need a lot of time and attention. They'll spend a good portion of their day, up to 18 hours, sleeping. But for those couple hours that they're awake, they're going to want your attention. They're going to want to play, and they're going to want to be rough, and they're going to want to have a good time, because that's what ferrets do. Now, something you may want to think about also with regards to ferrets is they do have issues with regard to adrenal gland cancers. So if you do have a ferret and this is an issue with them, then you're going to want to realize that it's going to be quite a cost, and you're going to want to maintain a good veterinarian in the area to take care of them. Now, there's of course more information I can provide to you on that, but those are the basics. And of course, one thing that I would like to talk about too, that a lot of people see when they see behavior, is people will say, "Oh, ferrets bite," or they go crazy. Or I had a friend at one time who saw his ferret running around and just being crazy, and that's called the ferret war dance, or the weasel war dance. And it's basically an invitation to you to play with them. They're having a good time, and that's how they basically express it to you. All right. So, anyways, I hope that I've managed to answer any questions you may have had regarding ferrets. And anyways, thank you for your time.